What's up, y'all? We're here in Charlotte, North Carolina, currently in Freedom Park. It seems I had actually, North Carolina is a state that I haven't really done much in. I've been up to Asheville in the Smoky Mountains, but actually exploring the state is something I've wanted to do because I knew Charlotte was like a cool city and all, and I'm finally here and I'm really excited for that. So I'm in Freedom Park right now. We're gonna explore Freedom Park first, then we're gonna check out the Mint Museum over in Uptown, and that's gonna be the end of this little road trip. This is the Odyssist. After our little Ottawa excursion, we headed back to Syracuse and spent one more night there. Leaving was pretty sad. I really enjoyed Syracuse. I'll absolutely go back one day. I'll spare you the details of the drive because it was pretty uneventful. All you really got to know about it is that it was insanely long and very tiring, and we got to North Carolina pretty late into the night. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and we're finally in North Carolina. Early the next morning, we arrived in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, a place I've been wanting to visit for a while. Our first destination was Freedom Park. I didn't think that I could be impressed by a park, because at the end of the day, that's what this is. It's just a park, but it's an absolutely stunning one. It's massive, it's very clean, it's just gorgeous. It's a great place to spend time or take a jog. You can rent bicycles there even. You know, honestly, after all this time on the road, this is definitely what I needed. Some nature. It's a really nice park. Being honest, there isn't really a ton that I can say about Freedom Park. It's absolutely stunning, and they hold a jazz festival here annually. It's definitely a central landmark of Charlotte worth visiting. They've got statues and signposts around the place talking about the history of Freedom Park and the history of Charlotte in general. But the real attraction here is Uptown Charlotte, where all the skyscrapers and all the really cool modern stuff is. Speaking of really cool modern stuff, I just gotta highlight that I'm an absolute sucker for big cities and the modern vibe, the modern aesthetic, whatever you want to call it. I love cities, I love visiting them, I love looking at them, even looking at pictures of them. I'm just kind of a huge sucker for it, and Charlotte is absolutely no exception. This place is awesome. The attraction we decided to check out here in Uptown Charlotte was the Mint Museum of Modern Art. Now, right away, I want to state that modern art definitely doesn't have the best rep, and while I can sort of understand why, the Mint Museum absolutely gave me a different taste of modern art, and I really got to see what modern art can be. There's a lot of pieces here, there's paintings and statues and other forms of art that are just truly exceptional, truly creative, and truly have a story behind them. Some that you might be able to relate to, some you might not be able to relate to. Some might be a little bit difficult to understand. But what I can say in full confidence is that all of these art pieces tell a unique story. And even if you can't relate to said stories, I think they're definitely worth checking out, learning about some of the people we share this earth with. And I think at the end of the day, that's what I love about cities so much. There's so many people, each with their own unique story to tell. Charlotte was home to Catawba Indians until around the 1750s when the first settlers arrived. It does play a small part in the American Revolution, but its bigger role is in the Civil War, when it was a major Confederate center and produced weapons and textiles for the army and serving as a hub for troops and supplies. In 1799, a farmer discovered a gold nugget in the area, which naturally sparked the very first gold rush in United States history. In 1852, the Charlotte, South Carolina railroad system was complete by officially connecting Charlotte, North Carolina to the capital of South Carolina, Columbia. Today, Charlotte stands as one of the biggest banking centers in the United States and is also home to the NASCAR Hall of Fame and several sports teams. And that takes care of that. As we drove away from Charlotte, it was time for the obligatory end of the road trip kind of feeling, you know, when you sit and you just reflect on all the things you did and how much fun you had. After another very long drive, we got back to Florida, and I thought about Syracuse and Ottawa and Charlotte, and while I don't know when my next major trip is or where it'll be, I do know that it's going to be damn awesome. We're finally home. Thank you all so much for checking out this road trip. Time to go edit these videos, but first, I'm falling asleep. Whether your life's carefree or busy as could be, always remember to leave a little bit of room for wonder.